Hello everyone, this is Ripper, and today we are playing Chivalry, Medieval Warfare. And today I'm going to be teaching you, fine people, how to block properly. Now, I mentioned in my past couple videos that blocking properly is an extremely important part of how you play Chivalry. I didn't block, I blocked like twice during that whole duel. And, oh, that's some beautiful blood spurting going on. Just gonna go ahead and take a picture of that. Anyway, I'm gonna teach you guys how to block properly without panic blocking. Panic blocking is something I went over in the other videos. It is the act of blocking continuously for no apparent reason, just through sheer fear. That was painful. I'm gonna try to show you guys proper scenarios where you should be blocking and where you should not be blocking. That was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me actually try blocking for you guys. I know I just kind of showed off during that duel. This duel, I will intentionally go on the defensive. Now, when you get better, and I'm not saying you guys suck, but I'm just saying it takes a certain skill level to go aggressively well, to play an aggressive play style well. So I'm gonna show you what it's like to play defensively, right? You only block as soon as you see their weapon is going to hit you. If they start the movement, don't block, unless you know they're doing an accelerated drag. In fact, what you might see me doing here is falling off a cliff. What you might see me doing there, I was going in and out of their weapon's range as it was coming towards me, right? Let me try this again. Let me see if I can get you guys to see this. This is a way to avoid blocking entirely, and you can even get in a hit on them. Let me show you. Okay, watch. I'm going to go in and out of his weapon's reach. You saw that? Here, let me see. Okay. The weapon, I'm in the reach. I'm out of the reach, almost. And he just feinted me. Now feints, as you saw... Okay, now he's feinting too close together. Feints can be hard to block if you don't know to look out for them. Now, since I'm a man-at-arms, I obviously have an advantage with dodging. Because dodging essentially takes away the necessity to actually block. And now I'm stuck. Okay. So, I am going to show you guys the other classes. I just really like man-at-arms right now. Okay. And what you want to do as man-at-arms, you want to be as nimble as possible. You don't want to be there to block. You want to dodge out of the way and then get a hit in. Because dodging and blocking takes up around the same amount of stamina. So, dodging is a lot more conducive because you can get a hit in. Now I'm gonna block hits as the Vanguard. As the Vanguard, you want to stay at a good distance because your weapons will have a large distance. The Claymore has the shortest distance, arguably, but it's a good distance. You see, he didn't block in time because he thought that he was going to strike me first. Okay, I don't know what he was thinking, actually. I have no idea what he was thinking. Let's use a longer weapon because that's probably going to be a bit closer to what you guys are actually going to use as the Vanguard. Okay. Now, as I was saying with the Vanguard, you want to stay within a certain distance of your opponent. If they get within that distance, you want to either, if you're on the defensive, you want to be able to block at a moment's notice, and you want to be able to attack at a moment's notice. I'm going to give you an example of the defensive playstyle. You see, I only blocked when I saw it was about to hit my face. It takes a good amount of practice to realize when and where you should block. And that brings me to where I should block. You see, I blocked a little early, but that was okay. It wasn't early, it was just unnecessary. But it's better to block unnecessarily than not at all. Okay, now as I was saying, where you should block is very important. If I'm playing against a more... a higher skilled opponent, then I'm going to need to watch where I block, because they are going to try to get me. They're going to try to hit me either very high overhead, or they're going to try to hit me with drags. And to block those specific movements, you have to block in a specific area. You can't just block generally, right? Generally will usually help against lower skilled players. The higher skilled players, you need to be able to follow the point of their weapon. Not the body, the point, right? You see, I can just block generally with this guy, right? Hit me. You see, he's not really trying anything fancy. And I just dodged. Okay, he's lagging. I don't like fighting laggers. No. So sorry. Yeah, I can't teach blocking with laggers. My bad. Anyway, we're just going to end him in quick fashion. Let me see if I can tell you guys something else. Oh, no. That's so hard to explain with lag. You see what I just did there, if you notice. I'm doing the things I told you the higher skilled players do. I did a staggered stab, which is you start the stab and then you move in a different direction. You either move left or right to throw off their guard, because they'll be blocking the center of your body. If you move to the left or right, you'll be hitting them with your stab past their block. And this is also important for the people who are actually blocking, because you will have to learn to watch their weapon. If they move to the side, you'll visibly see them. Their weapon will do a curve.
That one's on me.
Let me try this again. I'm gonna try this again. It's a bit harder with shields, but he doesn't appear to like using his or like defending at all. So, oh, okay, that was kind of dicky, douchey, dicky. That hit is rolling. So, as you saw, I poked beyond his shield. And this is kind of difficult to show you with people who are overly aggressive, but when you're being aggressive, you need to be able to do those tactics, get past the block. Now, to defend against those kind of things, all you have to do is block as soon as the thing's about to hit you, right? You see, I'm barely blocking it. I'm not blocking it when he starts. I'm blocking it right when it hits me. And you see, sometimes I can just take one step back, and I'm out of his range. Oh, look at that. Or I can take the hit. That's bad. You don't want to do that, but yeah, it's better to block. But as you saw, I was just stepping in and out of his range. Because he's using a slow weapon, it's easy to do that. And that can also take out some of the stress from dealing with dragging and whatnot. Wow, I'm actually in first. I was expecting this to take a lot longer per duel. Okay, perfect. Aggressive guy. Surprised they didn't hit me. What? How did he even not block that? When you're using a shield, I'm going to also show you guys a shield. I forgot to tell you. No? That is what you would call avoiding a panic block. What you saw me do, I took the first hit. I knew I could take it, so I took it. It was too fast for me to block. If I had blocked mid-hit, I would not have blocked the strike itself, and I would have left myself open to the second hit. But I took the first hit, and on his second hit with the combo, I was able to block it, and then riposte. Riposting, as some of you might know, is it's hitting as soon as you, like, just after you block. Let me show you guys some shield work with the knight. Now, the knight is fun to block with. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah. Shield work, kite work, yeah. So, shields help a lot if you're having panic blocking problems. But they can be detrimental if your opponent knows how to deal with them. And I will show you such shortly. So, essentially, when you have a shield, you want to block as much as possible. But you also want to block as little as possible. Kind of a paradox. So you want to block as much as possible as long as you are in combat. So as long as the enemy is about to swing their sword at you or is swinging their sword at you, you want to have it up. Let me get that up. Like so. Just boom. All right? Have it up whenever possible. And if it looks like they're going to kick, take it down. Because kicking is your only weakness. You see, even I just bring it up just when he's about to hit. Because A, it lets me regen stamina, and B, it just lets me do the thing. It lets me regen stamina, and B, it lets me keep away from kicks and whatnot. As you saw what I just did, you see, I'm about to step out of his range. Okay, never mind. The poke range is usually harder to step out of, and you don't want to try to... See, I wasn't in range of that. Now let's actually kill him. And the shield's gorgeous because you can simply boop And if it's a big enough shield, and if you put it in the right direction, it can block anything. Absolutely anything. Alright, now, what are you going to do to me? So, yeah, with a shield, you just want to stay away from kickers. If they are starting to kick you and hit you, then be wary of how you block with the shield. Okay, this is turning into a longsword tactics video Mark II. Let me see if I can't do this. Okay. Another part of panic blocking that one must recognize is face hugging. Some of you, all of you know what this is. It's when somebody gets right up against you. I'm about to do it. Someone gets right up against you, and you see what he's doing? He's just blocking. He just blocked out of sheer fear because I went right up against him and I just moved. Let me try this again. Watch this. Wait. Oh god. I didn't get a chance to. But if you guys saw the first time I face hugged him a couple seconds ago, he blocked as soon as I got right in front of him because he expected me to hit him. This is essentially the gist of what panic blocking is, right? It's if somebody gets within face hug distance. Let me try this. Okay, someone gets within face. Watch this. Let me try this. Okay, you know what? I meant to feint. No. No. Okay. Okay, you know what? He knows my tactics by now. It's kind of silly. Okay, come back here. It is very easy to learn another player's tactics through only a couple rounds. And you need to use that knowledge to your advantage. Now, what I think he did, I didn't see it, but I can essentially guess at what he did. What I believe that he did was I hit him the first time, and then as I was running around him to hit him the second time, because he thought I would combo, he blocked, right? But I did not combo. I waited a second, he ended his block, as far as I know, and then I hit him and killed him. So just don't block unless you have a specific purpose, okay? Always have a purpose behind your blocks. If the weapon is not... Oh, shit. Okay. Archers, I will just... Archers can just die in a hole at the bottom of the earth. I hate you so much. I hate you so much. He deserved it, and he knows it. Yeah, archers, you just can't block unless they're using a hand melee weapon. So just... Although this is a good learning experience. What you saw me doing before, I'm going to try it again. It's just bobbing and weaving, right? You see? I'm too fast for him to actually throw at me. Except there. You're a dick. I don't like you. You are one piece of work. Didn't get his head. But as you saw, I just kind of serpentined. Many of you might know what that means in a very satirical sense. It's weaving in and out of their line of sight, right? So what they're looking at, you need to be constantly moving. My water bottle just fell. That's okay, I'll pick it up later. So I was going to show you... I guess blocking is more simple than I thought it was. But it can be very difficult. And I know that it's hard for some people. You saw what he's doing? I got a hit in. He blocked just before it and just after it. Because he thought I would combo my first missed strike. Oh, you see? You see those blocks? You don't want to be doing that. As soon as you strike, don't block immediately. Right? As soon as you strike, you need to be watching for what your opponent is doing. Don't block unfoundedly. And he's expecting me to combo. Don't do that. Alright? I know it's hard to get rid of these habits, but it just takes practice. Okay? Go into a duels lobby. The best way to practice this, just go into a duels lobby and fight as aggressively as possible. You will lose, but it will teach you to block only when necessary. And by aggressively as possible, I don't mean don't block at all. You see, he just blocked, just randomly. I didn't even strike. Because if someone gets in face hugging distance, then they think you're going to hit them. And you see, in that case he was right. But in that case he was too early. Only block if you have expressed permission that your opponent is going to strike. Oh. Oh. That's a messed up laugh. So, I hope it taught you guys something about blocking and epic apotheosis. That's a cool name. And let me just go over what I explained to you as far as I can remember. First of all, panic blocking by definition is simply blocking without a purpose. You want to always block with a purpose. Don't block for no reason. Don't block because you're scared. Don't block because you think he might be hitting you. Only block if you're sure that his hand or weapon is coming straight for your face. Alright? And this... Yeah, that was beautiful beheading. Now, there are a few exceptions to this. Very, very few. If you are skilled enough to know specific times when an opponent is going to strike, like, for me, you might have seen me, I just kind of instinctively blocked some strikes when I was face-hugging, then there's an exception. But only do that after a lot of practice. The other exception is if you know how your opponent plays. If you've played a round or two with them, you're in your tiebreaker round or something, then you know how they fight. It's very easy to get a feel for how your opponent fights after only the first round. If you know how they fight, you know they like to combo up their face-hugging strikes, then you block after that, right? You block after each of those strikes, as long as they're face-hugging and you have no other choice. It's better to not die than to die by something that you could have lived by. That is completely confusing even to me, but hey, don't say I didn't try. Hope I got... I need to write this shit down. I hope I taught you guys something about blocking today, and I will see you kind people later. Like, favorite, subscribe. Peace out, kind people.